Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I just read a news story that I'm going to talk about while I load a little 9mm in this reloading chat. But apparently, Mexico is threatening the U.S. over the wall. They've accepted that it's a reality. They've accepted that this is not just an idle threat, that the wall is going to be built. And they're talking about, well, if Trump wants to put a 20% tariff on our goods, then we're going to turn around and do the same back. It's like a threat to us. And here's the thing, the audacity of Mexico to take this stance. And people are going to be like, well, they're just looking out for their interests. They have a right to be that way. Do people not understand how much money Mexico has stolen from the United States because of our not using our own border and immigration policy, by us not enforcing the laws? They don't understand how many billions and billions of dollars they make every year. That's about to end. That's what they're crying about. And you know what? Because they are encouraging their own citizens to do it, they've already taken policies with this of trying to help their citizens who are in our country illegally, offering their embassies to help people try to stay here illegally who they know are illegally in the country. This is official Mexican government policy. They're encouraging people to break our laws so that they can make money off of it. All right? So this goes a lot deeper than them just being offended. This is a major source of income for their economy, is for them to break our laws. All right, they lose their people who they don't care about keeping. And that was the interesting thing, is that when the president of Mexico was interviewed on TV and talking to people who had been deported, and some of them had asked him, well, what's he plan to do to change Mexico to keep people from wanting to leave? What's he going to do to fix the country to make it to where they wouldn't have gone over to the U.S. to begin with? And he ducked the question, because Mexico has no interest in that. They talk about stuff like this when they know they make a fortune on wire transfers, all right? Because what all these illegals do, they send money back home. They work here illegally or do crime here illegally, and they transfer money back home to their families back in Mexico. That is an enormous source of revenue for Mexico. It's one of their biggest sources of revenue into their country. Then you've got the drug trade. The drug cartels are sitting on billions of dollars in U.S. cash sitting in their houses and compounds right now from the drug trade. Well, yeah, this all is a big problem for them, but here's the thing. They're talking about tariffs, but when they agreed with NAFTA, which, Trump is getting rid of here, they were putting tariffs on us through NAFTA already. So them talking about imposing tariffs, they just want to reimpose the old tariffs they had before. While we were paying tariffs to send stuff to them, they were getting to import stuff in our country with free trade. You guys see the difference? That wasn't balanced. So for them to threaten to reenact tariffs and we're going to enact tariffs on them, is just absurd. It's because we've already removed their other tariffs. The unfair, unbalanced tariffs that they had, we're removing them. So yeah, I can see them wanting to do that. But they act like, the wall is offensive. No, what's offensive is that their government has not only allowed, but facilitated and encouraged mass illegal immigration to our country. Then they want to act offended about it. And like they don't have a wall on their southern border because they don't want a bunch of dirty Central Americans coming into their country. The hypocrisy. When they know that we're doing this for our financial interest and everything else, we have to build this wall. They know that. So they want to threaten us over it and act like they're in some moral high ground to do so, to threaten us with tariffs. All right, fine. We can impose our tariffs, they can impose theirs, but here's the other thing. When that wall goes up, they know they're losing money. So here's what we should do on top of it, because we're already deporting a lot of their income earners back over. In the meantime, maybe we should start taxing all those wire transfers back down to Mexico. How about we slap a 50% tax on every wire transfer to Mexico? All these Western Union and MoneyGrams and everything sent down there. Why don't we do that? How many billions a year would we make off of that? We could do that. Why don't we do that? Let's threaten them back with that. Or we let some of those go through and make a little money on it. Then we just intercept all of them and then go back and find the people who made the wire transfers, because they're probably illegals. And then we can arrest and deport them and kick them across the wall. Why don't we do that in response? That sounds like a good idea. Let's crack down on these wire transfers where they're getting all their money imported. A lot of that's drug cartel related too. It's not all just working wages. A lot of it's gang related. A lot of it's cartel related. We could crack down on that as a response to Mexico. Yeah, how's that sound? Why don't we publicly announce that? 50% tax or 100% tax on every wire transfer down to Mexico. That'll make it real attractive for them to come here, won't it? Let's do that to pay for the wall. You know what? That would probably pay for the wall in 1 year. 1 year, we just tax all those wire transfers. Hey, how about we got another way to pay for the wall? Since Mexico has money sitting all on its northern border that's illegally there through the drug trade, why don't we dare them to do something about it? And we put together a joint task force with SOCOM, the FBI, the DEA, and we drop in teams and extract all of our cash back out and bring it home. Why don't we just drop teams into Mexico down there and retrieve our illegally stolen assets? Wipe out all the drug cartels. Why don't we threaten to do that? Why don't we tell Mexico, okay, if you want to put extra tariffs on us because we're doing this, because this is totally fair, you need to pay for this wall. You're the ones causing us to have to build it. They want to threaten us back and act offended. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put together special forces teams and law enforcement joint task force, drop in and collect all of our billions of dollars in assets back that's sitting down there in the cartel houses and compounds. All those illegally exported American dollars. Let's do that. See how Mexico likes that. And let's go ahead and put a 50% tax on every single wire transfer from the U.S. to Mexico. And use that to track illegals further and get them out of the country. Let's do that. That sounds like a real good idea. That's how we should respond. But the audacity to act like we're some way in the wrong when they have facilitated and encouraged and helped their own citizens break our laws, come into our country illegally, and get money out of the country to send back down to Mexico. And they act like we're the bad guys and that we're wrong for wanting them to pay for the wall, when they're the ones causing us to have to build it. Their own government hasn't even worked with us or helped us with our illegal immigration problem from their country. And then they want to act offended that we're finally enforcing our laws. Well, they don't enforce their laws on us. What do you think happens if you go down to Mexico illegal and try to stay there? You think they're real nice and polite about it? You think they get the treatment that we get here, that they get when they come here? You think they're treated as nice? No, they're not treated nice at all. The absurdity of the Mexican government for behaving the way that it does and trying to make threats back and act like we're the ones being hostile here when they've been hostile to us for years with this. They have drained our economy. They're hurting our taxpayers and encouraging their own citizens and facilitating them to break our laws. And then they want to get indignant when we demand that they help us with it. We force them to help us with it. They're lucky we don't declare war on them. They're lucky we don't declare war on them. They need to be happy about that fact. Again, the absurdity of it. But yeah, those are the steps we need to make in response. I think we need to go ahead and do that right now. That's what we need to get on the drawing board. Going down there and retrieving our stolen money from the cartels and putting a tax on all those wire transfers. See how they like that. Because I don't think anyone would have a problem with that. That's all illegal stuff that's being done. We just crack down on it. Get our money back. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.